I got a cool comparison today with 3 different trucks. Got the Powerboost, the 2.7, and the 5.0. Purpose of this video is just kind of feeling highway fuel economy loop, 18-mile loop, I typically do with these guys here. I'm going to thank Bob Maxxey Ford in Howell, Michigan, and Josh. He's one of the sales guys here I've worked with and bought vehicles from in the past. And they're letting me do the review on this and kind of compare the 3 different offerings for these engines. And it's kind of cool too. We've got a Lariat versus an XLT in a Sport Appearance, Black Appearance package versus a standard XLT with the Sport package, not Sport Appearance, Sport package. 3 different engines, and just kind of comparing, see how they perform. So I won't be surprised if the fuel economy is a little bit light on all 3 of these engines, because it's 41 degrees here in Michigan. You've got winter blend fuel, and you typically get a little bit lower fuel economy anyhow in the wintertime. So we'll compare all 3 of these and see what we think. There's the man right there. So this being the Sport Appearance or Black Appearance package, this gets the dual exhaust even on a 2.7. That's pretty cool. I've not seen one of these. This is a new package I'm not familiar with the F-150, and that's an XLT. And there's also another neat little feature of that XLT I haven't seen before, which I'll show here in a minute. So anyhow, let's do a little cold start and see how this Powerboost starts up. And that is a Powerboost. Pretty quiet. I'm assuming the engine is not on. Being facetious, of course it's not on. You can't hear anything. But being the Lariat, you get the projector headlights. You can kind of see the difference. So there's the reflector LEDs versus the projector LEDs. Some other things, there the engine kicked on. Some other things is if you look at the amber lens, it's shaped differently versus the projector lens. And I'm looking at the side LED. No, that looks the same. But this is not that sport package. So you get the standard grille, standard front end, but you get the painted bumpers, body color mirrors. And this is a Lariat, so you're gonna have some goodies here. Check out the interior of this bad boy. I like this. I like the brown, looks sharp. Good accents. This reminds me a lot of the Sport Appearance or Black Appearance package in the Super Duty with the stitching in the seating. So that's nice. Let's look and see what the payload is on this truck. Pretty high actually. Well, I guess that makes sense because this is a 7,350 pound GVW truck. Check this out, see what other options it's got. Yep, does have the generator, so that's cool. It's got the nice slow drop tailgate. All right. It's nice as it doesn't have the spray and bed liner, so you can kind of put a Line-X in. I've come to liking the Line-X spraying option a little bit more than the Ford, only because I think it seems a little bit more durable. One of the advantages with the spray and bed liner from Ford is you do get the Ford emblem up there. It's the exhaust tone. You got the standard leaf pack here, which gets you the 2 standard springs and the overload with the standard dampener. None of the ride height sensors on this, and this has also got the standard hand-cooked Dynapro 2 FX4 package. Take a look at the window sticker now. See a 2023 in the agate black. There's your fuel economy. So 23 city, 23 highway, 23 mixed. This being a Lariat 502A, got the Powerboost. Let's see what other options it's got. It's got the 7,200 watt generator. That's really cool. Trailer tow package, FX4 package, Bang & Olufsen Unleashed stereo. And then here's the damage. $73,800. So what I like about this one is you don't have the inverter battery pack underneath the rear storage area there, whereas you do, I think, on the 2,000 watts. So that's kind of nice. And definitely if you're gonna get a Powerboost, I think it's worth spending the money to get the 7,200 watt. Get the heated seats in the second row, flat storage. This is where Ford really shines in this area. Got the nice soft touch door panels. From another angle, kind of showing the nice flat flooring. Man, I really love the fact that this doesn't have the inverter and battery as the 2,000 watt generator in this area. For that reason alone, I go the 7,200 watt generator option. And I've wondered too if you can see the battery, and you can't, but I know the battery from stuff I've read is actually somewhere sandwiched up in this frame area for the Powerboost truck. So I've been letting this motor warm up here for a while, just to make sure when you do this fuel economy run, I want to make sure to give it as much chance as possible. But cool feature for 23, you get the headrest speakers. We will unfortunately not have that in 24. It's been a minute since I've been in this generation F-150. Had a 21 F-150 XLT 302A with the 2.7, and honestly, I love that truck. It was a great truck. I think the 2.7 is a high value option. Got the standard storage here with the F-150. This being the workstation. Oh, nope, doesn't have the fold down. So this would fold down if this had the workstation feature, but it does still give you the step that, or the shifter that comes down. Box cover. Got the dual glove box design. Very nice. Got the kind of the satin aluminum finish. Really nice. Looks pretty premium. All the touches feel good. The seats in this thing feel really good. They remind me definitely a lot of the Super Duty I just had, but still got the headrest speakers. Everything looks good. Some of these trucks that were built in 23 did not have heated steering wheel. I'm not seeing the button there. Yeah, I'm not feeling it on the steering wheel. But let's check out this Pro Power on board. This is pretty cool. So I think in the standard mode with the generator off, you get the standard 200 watts. Let's see if you, I'm just curious, like if you rev the motor up, if it does anything. Nope. Now let's turn this on with the generator mode. Oh, that's cool. So now you notice it jumps 3,600 per side. Yeah, this is a great feature. So 7,200 watts, very impressive. Let's see, what is this power flow? Okay, so this just goes to show engine on due to heater setting. So let's turn the heater and the heated seat off. And let's turn that off. Let's turn the power off. Now check that. That just turned the engine off is what it sounds like. Engine on due to normal operation. Let me turn it back on. So when the heater's on, makes sense. You want heat in the cabin. You have to have the Powerboost in a little different mode. So kind of makes sense. So we're going to run this in a standard option. So I'm going to set this interior to 72 degrees inside. What I'm going to do too here is typically this loop is about 18 miles. We're going to reset this thing. Engine's warmed up now. We'll reset the fuel economy. And I will put this thing in, let's do apples for apples comparison. We will put this thing in the eco mode. So hopefully this gets us even the best fuel economy yet. Let's go give it a run and see how this thing feels. It's funny, I haven't been in an F-150 in a while. They feel at home for me. I've had a ton of these trucks, and then having the 21 F-150 with the 2.7 and then the 21 F-150 Raptor, or 21.5 F-150 Raptor, now getting a Powerboost. I haven't driven one of these Powerboosts in, gosh, it's been 2 or 3 years, but these are great engines. And having the generator, and if you definitely do a lot of city driving or live in a city, I think this is a really phenomenal powertrain for that type of person. You know, I think Ford gives so many powertrain options, and actually General Motors has been pretty good about this now too. Now that they've got, you know, in a GM truck, you've got a 2.7 Turbo Max, you've got the 3.0 diesel. They're the last half ton with a diesel, and then you've got the 5.3 and the 6.2 gas V8s. And Ford has got a lot too. You know, you got the 2.7 Ecoboost, you got the 3.5 Ecoboost, you got the 3.5 hybrid, you've got the 5.0 V8. I have to look and see if you can still get the 3.3 liter or 3.5 liter non-turbo, but that used to be an option as well. But it's kind of nice that these manufacturers are giving so many different powertrain options, because what's nice about that is you can really kind of tailor to what your needs are. I drive a lot of highway and I do towing. Typically for me, I like a diesel because it's super chill. I get kind of annoyed when I hear an engine revving to the moon all the time. If I drove short distances or I didn't tow much, I think the V8 would probably be more of an option I'd really love. But I've kind of gotten spoiled by the relaxed low-end power of a Ecoboost or a diesel. And even the 7.3 gas engine is got really good low-end torque for a gas engine. We'll be real curious to see. We're going to do a comparison to a handful of different powertrain options today and just kind of see how they all compare, doing the same loop, the same time of the day, and the same weather. 40 degrees out today, so kind of see here. And this is real world conditions. Right off the bat, you know, one thing Ford does with the eco mode, drive mode is, man, it really kills your performance. And you know, that's the whole point. They're trying to make a drive mode where you're hypersensitive to trying to get the best fuel economy. And that makes sense. They deaden the throttle input, so you can feel a big difference between like the eco mode and the non-eco mode, sport, and just the normal mode. But for me, most of the time I don't need that level of performance. I actually prefer the efficiency. There you can see engine's on. I don't know how much the hybrid is pulling into the power right now, but we will get this thing up to 70 miles per hour. It's one feature that you get with the Powerboost is this acceleration, the eco behavior between acceleration, deceleration, and speed. Oh, okay, so now it's charging. I let off the gas. Okay. Kind of a cool little menu. One of the things I'm noticing right off the bat is the Powerboost, how quiet this thing is. Honestly, if you didn't read the amount of RPMs on the left-hand side, you would almost think it's electric. You don't hear any shifting, any powertrain noise at all. And I don't know if it's just because it's their 3.5. Like I said, I haven't driven one of these in a minute, or if it is the hybrid, you know, built into the whole system. But man, it is really, really relaxed and quiet, which is really nice in my opinion. Kind of see I'm going up a hill right now, and it's kind of showing you're pulling powertrain, ICE powertrain and electric. Now I'm gonna let off the gas, and I bet this is gonna change. Yep, so now the regenerative braking is on. Now you got the hybrid driving. So it's pretty similar to my Toyota Sienna, actually, the hybrid screen and how that works. Just a little bit of perspective there. We're getting about, I'm gonna say 22, 23 miles per gallon right now. It's 75 miles an hour. Yeah, it's pretty flat, no hypermiling, no cruise. You can kind of see pretty consistently about 22, 23 at these speeds. It's holding 72 going uphill. It's a tiny grade. That's pretty impressive. That's got to be the hybrid part, I'm assuming, helping it on the incline. Huh, not bad. So coming to the halfway point now, always do the same loop. Now, you know, for some people, their drive loop might be different than mine. For me, I live in a rural area, so doing a lot of highway. So you're gonna see a biasness in this channel towards highway driving, and highway driving towards speeds in Michigan of speed limits of 70 to 75 miles an hour. So now you can see the engine is off. You can see I'm in straight electric driving mode. It's gonna be interesting to see how much acceleration I can get. Nope, the engine's on now, okay. You can get a little bit of acceleration with the engine off, but not a ton, but that's okay. It gives you a little bit of that increased getting it off the line with the Powerboost system. I drove a 21 Powerboost, and it was one of the first ones back in the day, and that was, gosh, almost 3 years ago now. But this feels more refined, and I guess that makes sense after 2.5 years or 3 years of production. This thing feels really good as far as the shifting and how the hybrid system kind of comes in and out. It reminds me a lot of my Toyota Sienna, which was a hybrid also, a 22 hybrid Sienna. That is a very, very impressive hybrid system. Great fuel economy, never had one problem with it in 40,000 miles of ownership that I had put on it. And this feels very similar to that. I mean, the shifting feels awesome in this. It's so smooth. You can see right now at 72 miles an hour, we're hovering at like 25, 26 miles per gallon instantaneous. Pretty good. And you can see it's the hybrid system is on. All right, so gonna get off the exit here now and gonna see probably a little bit of regenerative braking now. Yep, so it's gonna charge the battery up. Doing pretty good actually on this trip, getting almost 21 miles per gallon. You can see did 15.6 miles so far, and of that is half a mile of straight electric. So if we did the math on that, let's see, 16 miles, half a mile of all electric. So let off the gas, and here we are cruising at 36 miles per hour in full electric. Pretty neat. So wild to be going down the road and you're doing almost, well, you're doing 40 miles an hour and straight electric. All right, so here's some acceleration now. See, the motor kicked on. If you tip into the throttle a little too much, it will start the engine up. But when it does kick it on, it's very smooth. Like you don't really feel it. You just kind of see it on the tachometer. Pulling back into the dealership here. So when you're in the full electric mode, which is what I am right now, you don't notice any changes in the steering, the brakes, nothing. I mean, it is very much a smooth operation. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. And after driving one, and it's like I said, it's been a few years since I drove one, I would totally go with a Powerboost after driving one. And I don't know if you can hear in the video, but right now you can hear the outside chime for when this is in electric mode in reverse. Some people are not a fan of that. I get why they do it for safety. I guess the vehicle has to make a certain amount of noise. All right, so let's see where we're at now for fuel economy. Here we go, trip one. 21.3 miles per gallon, 17.9 miles, 1.2 of electric. So I'll have to see percentage wise, but I'm gonna assume this is somewhere in like the 5% of your driving approximately is all electric. And this kind of the interior, you can see, you know, you get heated and cooled seats with the Lariat, nicer and pointed soft touch surface. For 24, you'll be getting a heads up display, which is kind of cool, but lots of speakers, 18 speakers in the B&O Unleashed system. So now we'll kind of compare this now to the 2.7 and the 5.0 truck. All right, let's do a little cold start now of the 2.7 truck. Due to the length of this comparison, I'm gonna have to break this up into 3 separate videos. Still pretty quiet. Man, I love the look of this hood on this truck. It is incredible how something so simple makes the front end of the new F-150 look so much better. So I like the little, I don't know if it's a faux hood scoop or not, but just the shape of this hood where they got rid of the contour in the front just makes the front end look so much better. I love it.